Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be discussing models of deduction and how to use them in the present and in the past. Imagine you have a picture like this, or you look at the sky and you find these dark clouds. You may want to use a sentence like this one. Look at these dark clouds. And you need a modal verb here to continue. It may rain soon. It must rain soon. It might rain soon. Which verb to use here? This is what we will try to answer at the end of the video, inshallah. So what is deduction? الاستنتاج. What does it mean? It simply means using evidence to make a conclusion. استخدام الأدلة للحصول على استنتاج. Okay? So we have, in English, we can do this with the use of modals of deduction, okay, which are must, can't, may, might, and could. And we can use modals to make deductions in the present and in the past, and we'll cover one by one. So we'll start with deductions in the present. Usually we use must when we are very sure or 99% sure something is possible. We use can't when we are very sure we think it's impossible 99%. And we use may or might or could when we think something is possible, but we are not actually very sure. We are about 50% sure. So we use may or might or could. Okay, let's apply this. If we look at this picture, for example, you can see from the way this lady is dressed that I think she is a chef. So I want to say this in English to show you that I'm speculating or guessing what she is. So I will say something like this. She must be a chef. What does it mean? من المؤكد أنها طاهية. How do I know this? As I said, from the way she's dressed, from the food she's looking at, we are assuming or speculating or guessing that she is a chef. In order to show that I'm speculating, I will use a modal verb like this one, must. She must be a chef. Must here does not mean anything about obligation. يعني مش معناها لازم تكون طباخة. No, we are saying I'm guessing. أنا بخمن. But must here is used to show that I am guessing. Okay, and that my guess is very strong. Another thing that you may see here, she can't be a doctor. من المستحيل أن تكون طبيبة. So can't here has nothing to do with ability. I'm not talking about the fact that she cannot be a doctor. يعني لا تستطيع أن تكون طبيبة for any reason. No, I'm saying that I'm guessing she is not a doctor, but my guess is very strong. من المستحيل أن تكون طبيبة because of the way she's dressed, and we can see that she is probably a chef, or she must be a chef, as we said before, so she can't be a doctor. Another sentence we can say is she may be famous, she might be famous, or she could be famous, which means من المحتمل أن تكون مشهورة. In this sentence, I'm showing you that I'm not really sure that she's famous, because she may have a YouTube channel or something, and she posts videos on recipes or stuff like that. So in this case, I'm not actually sure this is the case. That's why I will use may, might, or could. احتمال. Okay. Another picture. Look at this boy. Okay, we can say something like this. He must be sad. من المؤكد أنه حزين. Okay, or he can't be in a good mood. من المستحيل أن يكون في مزاج جيد. Why? Because I can see this boy is actually crying. I can see the tears, so he is sad for sure. In order to say that I'm speculating or guessing, and that my guess is very strong about the fact that he's sad, I would say he must be sad. Okay, what is the difference between saying he is sad and he must be sad? He is sad, is a fact. I'm not guessing anything for sure. But if I look at this picture and I'm saying he must be sad, okay, I'm actually assuming and or speculating or guessing that he is sad, but I'm saying that my guess is probably or most probably true because I'm almost sure. Another sentence that can be said, he could be talking to his mother. okay, which means I'm not sure. من الممكن أن يكون يتحدث مع والدته because I cannot see who the person in front of him is. I'm not sure. So that's why I would use could or may or might. Okay, another picture. Look at this one. Again, what sentences can be used here? He must be running away because I can see in the picture, I'm almost sure he is running away. Okay, من المؤكد أنه يهرب. Or he can't be safe. من المستحيل أن يكون آمنا. If he's being chased by a bear, then I assume he can't be safe. يعني مستحيل أن يكون آمنا. I'm not saying he is not able to be safe. I'm assuming he is not safe. Okay. He might be a hunter. يعني من المحتمل أن يكون صيادا. This fact I'm not sure about. He could be anything else. So if I'm not sure, I will use may or might or could. Another one. Look at this picture. Again, we are using deductions in the present. He must be at home. I'm talking about what is happening right now. From the background of the picture, I can assume this person is at home because their surroundings will make me assume this. So, من المؤكد أنه في المنزل. He can't be working. مستحيل أنه يعمل. How do I know? Because he is looking at his mobile phone and smiling. So we are assuming he is doing something else, but he's not working. He could be chatting to friends. Now this part I'm not sure about because he could be chatting to anyone else. من المحتمل أن يكون يتحدث مع أصدقائه أو يخاطب أصدقائه, or he could be talking to someone else, or he could be reading a story. We're not really sure. So I will use could, and this is referring to the present. Could be chatting to his friends. Another thing. Now we are going to use practice questions to apply whatever we learned here. Do you remember my birthday party last year? You can't remember, or you could remember, or you must remember. It was the same day as your graduation. From the sentence, we can assume that this person is expected to remember. So we will say, you must remember it was the same day as your graduation. If it was the same day as your graduation, then you are expected to remember. من المؤكد أنك تتذكر. أكيد تتذكر. Because it was the same day as your graduation. So there's no possibility you will forget this. Another question. We're still doing questions related to the present. Whose is this coat? لمن هذا المعطف؟ من يمتلكه؟ It must be Paul's. It could be Paul's, or it can't be Paul's. It's way too small for him. المعطف صغير جدا. قياسه أصغر من Paul. So what do we expect? It must be من المؤكد أنه لبول, ولا it could be من المحتمل أنه لبول, ولا مستحيل يكون لبول لأنه أصغر كثيرا من قياسه. So, of course, it can't be Paul's. من المستحيل أن يكون لبول. The exam results will be out soon. متوقع إنه نتائج الامتحانات تظهر حالا. So, it must be this week. It might be this week, or it can't be this week, or possibly next week. You can see from the word or that I'm not sure. يعني احتمال تكون هذا الأسبوع أو الأسبوع القادم. So if I'm not sure, I will usually go for might. It might be this week or possibly next week. احتمال تكون هذا الأسبوع أو احتمال الأسبوع اللي بعده. Another sentence, we're still doing the present. She always gets such good grades at school. دائما ما تحصل على درجات عالية في المدرسة. So she must work very hard. ولا she could work very hard. ولا she can't work very hard. Okay? If she is getting good grades, what do I assume about her? Of course, she must work very hard. And here it does not mean that I'm telling her you must work very hard. يعني لابد أن تعملي جيدا. No, I'm not giving advice, or I'm not talking about obligation. يعني ما في إلزام. I'm just talking about my speculation, my assumption, what I'm assuming or guessing about this girl. She must work very hard. يعني من المؤكد أنها تعمل جاهدة لذلك هي تحصل على درجات عالية في الامتحان. Another one. The doctor said my headaches must be because of the hot weather, or could be because of the hot weather, or can't be because of the hot weather, but they're going to do some tests to be sure. أخبرني الطبيب إنه نوبات الصداع لابد أن تكون must be because of the hot weather، يعني لابد أن تكون أو من المؤكد أنها لهذا السبب، أو could be من المحتمل، أو can't be من الأكيد أن هي ليست السبب، but they're going to do some tests to be sure. So if they are not sure، هم مش متأكدين. So if they're not sure, which word would I go for? I would go for could. Could, because I'm not sure. يعني احتمال تكون بسبب الطقس الحار، لكن سوف يجروا بعض الفحوصات لأجل التأكد. Now, we can do something else, which is talking about deductions in the past. For deductions in the past, we have this structure. We'll have to use the modal plus have plus past participle or verb form 3, أو what we call in Arabic التصريف الثالث للفعل. So let's look at this example to understand. If we look at this picture and we can see a broken window, and we ask this question: how do you think the burglar got in? كيف تعتقد أنه دخل اللص إلى المنزل؟ كيف دخل إلى المنزل؟ ما هو اعتقادك؟ Okay, if we can see that we have a broken window, so we can say something like this: he must have broken the window. What do we have here? A modal verb plus have plus past participle. Modal means a word like must or may or might or can't. All these words, we call them modal verbs, right? Plus have plus past participle التصريف الثالث. Remember, we have three verb forms usually. For example, in this verb, we have break in the present, we have broke as a past simple, and we have broken, which is the past participle, or verb form 3 التصريف الثالث. We will take the last one, the past participle, which means من المؤكد أنه كسر الشباك. I can use must here because I can see the window is actually broken. So I'm assuming it was the burglar or the thief who did this. اللص هو من فعل ذلك. Okay. Look again, because we can use other sentences. How do you think the burglar got in? He must have broken the window. من المؤكد أنه كسر الشباك. Here I'm saying that I'm sure that this is possible, and I'm 99% sure, 99% sure this happened. من المؤكد أنه كسر الشباك. He can't have come through the door. Now I'm sure this is impossible. It's impossible for him to have come through the door. مستحيل أن يكون قد دخل من الباب. Otherwise, why would he have to break the window if he has a door to use, right? فمن المستحيل أنه يكون دخل من الباب. Or another thing that I'm not really sure about, he may have escaped through the window. من المحتمل أنه يكون قد هرب من الشباك. Here, I'm saying it is possible, but I'm not actually very sure. I'm just giving you a possibility of 50% that this might have been true. من المحتمل أن يكون قد هرب من الشباك, because it's also possible that maybe he may have used the door. It's possible, right? So we're not sure. So let's apply this to other pictures. If you look at this girl, she looks very happy, surprised. Okay, so we can say something like she must have won. من المؤكد أنها فازت. Then, because otherwise, why would she be holding the trophy or the prize in her hand? من المؤكد أنها فازت. Must have past participle. Must have won. She can't have expected to win. لا يمكن أن تكون توقعت الفوز. Why do I say something like this? Because I can see that she's very, very surprised. So it is very possible that she did not expect to win. She may have won the first prize. Now this part I'm not sure about. من الممكن أنها فازت بالجائزة الأولى، ومن الممكن بالثانية أو بالثالثة. I'm not actually sure. That's why I used the modal verb may have won, because I'm not sure. Another one, this car must have crashed. من المؤكد أو لابد أن السيارة قد تحطمت. من المؤكد because I can see it in front of my eyes. I can see that there is some sort of damage that happened to the car. He can't have been hurt because you can see the man, he looks fine. He's not injured, he's not bleeding or anything. So لا يمكن أن يكون قد تعرض للأذى because I can see he is fine. So I'm sure he is not hurt. He may have been driving. Now this one I'm not sure. He was probably driving, or it's also possible that someone else was driving. So I can say he may have been driving. من الممكن أنه كان يقود السيارة، ومن الممكن أن يكون أي شخص آخر كان يقود السيارة. So if I'm not sure, I would use may or might or could. The original sentence would have been he was driving in the past, because remember, I'm talking about a deduction in the past. He was driving if you are giving me a fact, but if you are giving me a guess, an assumption, تخمين أو افتراض, I will use a model of deduction like this one. He may have been driving. من الممكن أنه كان يقود السيارة. Another one, they must have been traveling. لابد أنهم كانوا مسافرين because I can see the baggage in front of me. Okay. They can't have traveled by car because it seems this looks like an airport or a bus station or a train station or something. So لا يمكن أنهم قد سافروا بالسيارة. It's not possible. I'm sure about this fact. It's not possible. Okay. Or they might have been on holiday. So the original sentence would be something like they were on holiday. Then I will, in order to show you that I'm speculating or assuming something or guessing something, I will use might have past participle. Past participle of where or verb to be is been. They might have been on holiday. Another one, he must have been working so hard. من المؤكد أو لابد أنه كان يعمل بجد شديد. يعني I'm assuming or I'm very sure because he looks like he was in the middle of something and he fell asleep while working. So I think he was working so hard. He can't have finished. How do I know? How do I show you that I'm sure? By using the verb can't, and because also in the picture you can see that he was in the middle of writing something and he stopped because he fell asleep. لا يمكن أن يكون قد انتهى. He could have gone late to bed last night. This part I'm not sure about. من الممكن أنه قد ذهب إلى الفراش متأخرا الليلة الماضية. ومن الممكن أن يكون هذا غير حقيقي. I'm not sure. Okay. It might be tired because of any other reason. Now this famous player, Mohamed Salah, we can have two sentences about this picture. He must have scored. لابد أنه سجل. Okay, because usually he would celebrate in this way. He must have scored, must have past participle. His team might have won the game. I'm not sure about this part because the result of the match might be something different, so we're not sure. So we'll use might have and then past participle. Might have won the game. من الممكن أن فريقه قد فاز بالمباراة ومن الممكن ألا يكون قد فاز. Now we'll have some practice questions related to the past. Which sentence is correct? It's 6 o'clock, she must have left work by now. Or it's 6 o'clock, she must have leave work by now. Or it's 6 o'clock, she must leaving work by now. The correct sentence is the first one. It's the only grammatically accepted one here. الآن هي الساعة السادسة ومن المؤكد أنها غادرت العمل الآن. أو قبل الآن يعني في الماضي أنها قد غادرت. She must have left, must have past participle. Another one, he wasn't answering the phone before. Maybe he went to the shop, or he must have been in the shower, or might have been in the shower, or couldn't have been in the shower. You can see from the use of the word maybe that I'm not sure. من المحتمل, and also the word or, I'm not actually sure where he was. So the correct answer is might have been, because I'm not sure. Number 3, sorry, I don't know if she's here or not. She was feeling ill, so she must have gone home, or might have gone home, or can't have gone home. You can see here also that I don't know. So most probably I'm not sure. أنا مش عارفة إذا كانت هنا أو لا. كانت تشعر بالمرض. لذلك she might have gone home. احتمال تكون ذهبت إلى المنزل. But I am not sure where exactly she is now. She might have gone home in the past. يعني راحت فعلا على البيت. أو I'm assuming that she did this in the past. Wow, have you finished all that already? You must have been hungry. You might have been hungry. Or you can't have been hungry. Okay? For sure must have been hungry. أنت خلصت كل هذه الكمية من الطعام، فمن المؤكد أنك كنت جوعان. كنت جوعان في الماضي. You must have been hungry. So if you want to say the sentence without showing that you are assuming, you would say you were hungry as a fact. أنت كنت جوعان. So in order to show that you are speculating or assuming or guessing, you would say you must have been hungry. من المؤكد أنك كنت جوعان. Another one. He must have known about it, or might have known about it, or couldn't have known about it when I saw him. I'm sure he would have told me. What does it mean? Let's look at the second part of the sentence. I'm sure he would have told me. يعني أنا متأكد إنه كان هيخبرني. كان هيخبرني. Okay? So he couldn't have known about it. مستحيل إنه كان يعرف عن الموضوع وإلا كان أخبرني. Okay? وإلا كان عارف. So I'm sure that he did not know. I'm trying to tell you, I'm sure he did not know. Another one. Okay? She must have cleaned the whole house on her own in 2 hours, or might have cleaned the whole house, or can't have cleaned the whole house on her own in 2 hours. She must have had some help. This sentence means إنه من المؤكد أنها تلقت بعض المساعدة. I am sure she received some help, because it is not possible for someone to clean a whole house in 2 hours, right? So if it's not possible for someone to do this, I will say she can't have cleaned the whole house on her own. مستحيل تكون أنها قامت بتنظيف المنزل وحدها في خلال ساعتين. من المستحيل. She can't have cleaned the whole house. Okay, so can't have past participle of the verb clean, which is cleaned. Now, if we remember our sentence, look at these dark clouds. Now, which modal verb should be used here if I want to make a deduction? And apparently, I will make the deduction in the present. Look at these dark clouds. It depends on how sure you are. If you are not actually sure, you will say something like it may rain soon, or it might rain soon, or it could rain soon. يعني محتمل إنها تمطر حالا. Or if you're sure, you would say something like it must rain soon. Okay, now I'm going to give some practice questions using a variety of questions covering both the past and the present, because I think it will be a good idea to test you using the two different situations. It will make more sense. So if you look at this picture and let's read the sentence. Sarah hasn't replied to my messages all day. She must have forgotten her phone at home, or she may forget her phone at home, or she can't forget her phone at home. You have to notice that we are talking about the past or the present here. We're talking about the past. ما أجابت على الرسائل طوال اليوم. يعني this is something that happened already. So she must have forgotten. I'm assuming that she forgot her phone at home in the past. أنا بفترض إنها نسيت التليفون في الماضي. نسيته فعلا. At home. So she must have forgotten her phone at home. Must have past participle. The verb is forget, forgot, forgotten. We will take the last one, the last form. Look at this picture. The room is dark and no one is inside. The meeting can't be over yet. يعني من المستحيل إنه يكون انتهى. يعني it's going on now. يعني المفروض إنه الاجتماع الحين مستمر. or could still be happening. يعني من المحتمل أنه يكون ما زال شغال الميتينج, which I don't see in the picture. or must have been cancelled يعني لابد إنه تم إلغائه في الماضي. Okay? Of course, must have been cancelled. لابد إنه تم إلغائه because I see no one. Simply, I see no one in the room. So I assume that the meeting was cancelled. The meeting was cancelled. In order to show that I'm using a model of deduction, I will change the meeting was cancelled to the meeting must have been cancelled to show you I am assuming. عشان يعني يعني نظهر إنه في تخمين في الموضوع. Must have been cancelled. Now this picture, I saw John earlier, but now I can't find him. He might have gone to the cafeteria. Must still be in the office. Let's assume we are working in the same office. أنا شفته مبكرا لكن الآن لا أستطيع أن أجده. one of the possibilities might have gone to the cafeteria. احتمال يكون ذهب للكافيتيريا. أو must still be in the office يعني مفروض ما زال أو أنا يعني متأكد إنه موجود في المكتب, which is not possible because I assume we are working together. How can he still be in the office? Or can't have left early. مستحيل يكون ذهب مبكرا. طبعا the correct one is might have gone to the cafeteria. احتمال إنه يكون ذهب للكافيتيريا in the past. يعني I'm saying I assume he went to the cafeteria. But because I'm not sure, I will use might have past participle. Okay, this picture is showing a good team. The project was completed ahead of schedule. يعني تم إكمال المشروع قبل الموعد المحدد. So I want to make an assumption about this team عن الفريق نفسه. The team can't be efficient. من المستحيل إن يكون فريق كفء أو may not be efficient. احتمال ما يكون الفريق كفء أو يعني فريق مجتهد أو must be efficient يعني من المؤكد أنه فريق يتمتع بالكفاءة. So it must be this one. It must be efficient. The team must be efficient. من المؤكد أنه فريق جيد أو يتمتع بالكفاءة. How do I know? Because they finished earlier. صح؟ طيب next one. It's 10 p.m. 10 في الليل. And my neighbor's car is still gone. ما زالت سيارة جاري مختفية مش موجودة. I cannot see it. He might be out for the evening. احتمال يكون خرج بالليل أو he might have been out for the evening. برضو احتمال الأولى عفوا might be يعني احتمال إنه يكون الآن برا. may have been يعني احتمال قبل في الماضي إنه يكون برا أو he can't be مستحيل يكون برا. Okay, so the correct one will be this one. First, number one, I'm not sure, so I need to use might or may. Number two, I cannot use may have been. Why? Because I'm talking about the present situation. I'm looking at the car now and the car is still gone. It is not there. إذا ما زالت السيارة مش موجودة and I'm talking about the present بتكلم عن المضارع, so I will use a model of deduction in the present يعني might plus the verb. might مع الverb فقط. لكن may have been means I'm talking about something in the past. But the whole situation is in the present, so it will not be a good choice here. Okay? This is everything for today. These are the references that I used. And I hope this lesson will add to your information, inshallah. Feel free to ask any questions you want in the comments section. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like it. And you can also join my Telegram channel for IMSAT practice. Thank you so much and see you in the next video, inshallah.